But welcome everyone. Thanks for joining our first LEAP project call Q&A session. My name is Joe Steele. I'm the Senior Director of Communications and Legislative Affairs here with LIFT. Just want to lay some housekeeping items before we get started and hand over to the technology team. A few things: we are recording this session, so if you want to go back and refer to anything, we can make this recording available to you. To that end, I will mute everyone, or if everyone has the ability, please put yourself on mute now. And that'll eliminate any background noise as we go through the presentation. But we will have a Q&A session afterwards where you will be encouraged to ask any questions you have about this, about the new project call that we are offering. So to that end, I'm going to kick it over to Denise Vallis, our Senior Program Manager, to walk you through the new LEAP program and the process and how you can go about submitting your awesome ideas to us. So Denise, take it away.
Thanks, Joe. Good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to the first LEAP Q&A session for our LEAP program 2022. So LEAP is kind of an expansion of the Fast Forward program that we had from the past. We've actually extended the name a little bit to be a little bit more conclusive, and therefore LEAP is an acronym: Lift Ecosystem Accelerator Program. We thought it was more descriptive than Fast Forward. So next slide, please. So this presentation is actually what you would find if you went to the project information and summary link on our website. If you did that, you would have downloaded this presentation, and it includes the instructions. Basically, in order to submit a proposal into the LEAP program, you would complete the attached forms to submit your project and include the proposed budget, a maximum of $100,000 from LIFT, and a timeline of 6 months. And we will go deeper in detail later on. Projects will be evaluated on technological merit, technology MRL level, program timing, funding requirement, LIFT member engagement, planned use of LIFT's high bay equipment, and cost share commitment. Once you have completed your form, please use this link in order to submit it to us. Now, I'm assuming all of you have downloaded this presentation because you are attending this meeting, and this is how you registered for it. So we are having another Q&A session on April 21st at 11 a.m. If you have additional people that you would like to have come attend, or you have questions further on down the road. Next slide. So our LEAP program is open to all LIFT members. Awardees must be a LIFT Silver member or higher tier. All project consortium members must be a LIFT member in good standing in order to get an award. Non-members and/or lower tier members may submit proposals, but must join membership or upgrade to minimum silver tier if awarded. Subjects must be aligned with the 4 technology pillars, which are defined by 5 topics. So if you go to the next slide, and here's what they are. So here's the actual pillars, and then with the descriptions of what each of those are. So I urge you to take a good look at those, and then to come up with your proposals and submit them. Next slide, please. Okay, so very importantly, project timing. The proposal deadline is May 13th, so 1 month from today. The project announcements will be made in June. Subawards contracting will start in June, immediately after the announcements have been made. Projects must be completed by March 31st. So that means that projects must start at the latest by October 1st. They're a maximum of 6 months long in project duration. And the reason why, you'll notice that there's quite a span between June, when we make the announcements, and October 1st when they start, and that is to get these projects on contract. Please keep in mind, it does take time to get these projects on contract. And so if you believe you have a very, very, very slow contracting office, you want to understand how long it's going to take to actually see if you will be able to get your project on contract by October 1st. The final report is due 1 month after the end of the period of performance of the project. The debrief to non-awardees will be made in June 2022 after the announcements of the winners have been made. There will also, with those debriefs, be a discussion regarding further developing project ideas into white papers for submission in future proposals. So project funding. There is a maximum of $100,000 lift contribution per project. The minimum industry cost share is 20% of the total project value. So if the award is $100,000, then the company's minimum cost share would be $20,000. Cost share is actually recommended at 1-to-1, and it is strongly considered in the project selection. The award will be cost reimbursable, no fee, and it is not to exceed the amount of lift award. It will be billed on a monthly basis as costs are incurred. So this is not a milestone-based award. It is a total award, and then each month the companies are to submit their invoices with how much of the funds that they have used, both with lift funds and the cost share funds. The fully burdened cost proposal is required at submission deadline. So the decision criteria. Number 1, technological merit. It must be aligned with LEAP project topics. It must be aligned with lift pillars. Technology MRL 4 through 7 only. Below 4 and above 7 will be disqualified. It must move the TRL MRL by 1 or 2 points. It must meet the funding requirement. And you will also be judged on the cost share commitment, including services and materials. You will also be judged on lift member engagement, lift silver member or higher, and lift ecosystem involvement. So other lift members can also work on your project. And you will also be judged on lift high bay equipment. And if you're interested in what our high bay facility looks like and the capabilities that we have, you can click on that link there. Okay, so these are the topics for the LEAP 2022 project call. Noel, did you want to make a couple comments on this slide?
Yes, so I just got to unmute myself. So yes, we've defined 5 topics around which we expect the project proposals to be written. The first being the simulation and manufacture of hybrid materials, so looking at MMCs and CMCs, specifically focusing on extreme environments, with interest in applications potentially around cold spray, welding, direct current sintering, or other application modalities. Second is around high throughput characterization of rapid qualification of materials. This is a new critical interest area, so looking at developing proposals that develop in that direction. The third one down is the simulation and manufacturing of functionally graded materials, using possibly additive, direct current sintering, cold spray, or other modalities, but specifically in functional functionally graded materials, either simulation and or manufacturing. Fourth one down is solid state joining of dissimilar materials. Just some thoughts could be around MMCs to CMCs or ceramics to metals. Looking at proposals that would include simulation and or manufacturing. And the last one is around advanced diagnostics, process adjustments, and predictive maintenance. So really looking at things that would involve things like augmented reality, separating operator and process, and considerations for wireless connectivity, mobile devices, or potentially 5G applications. So in prior Fast Forge, it was more open. We were looking at generically aligned with our 4 tech pillars, but we're now looking at refining this and getting topics specifically around these 5 topics. So I think that's enough about topics, unless there's questions at the end. Denise, I'll hand back to you.
Okay. Next slide. So this is actually the project submission form, also available on our website. Next slide. Okay, and again, it asks you to complete the attached forms. This is a copy of what we already saw. Please fill in this information when you're submitting it. The proposal number, that can be an internal number for your company. Please add, oops. What's important too is to have a title and a goal and a project leader. So who is the person that we need to be contacting if you get an award? Who's the person that the technical lead for your particular project? Go ahead. Okay, so list all partners that will participate, including suppliers and academic institutes. Indicate principal investigator. Only 1 PI is allowed per project. You must also give a % responsibility for each partner and provide a principal contact for each partner. So of course you can add additional slides to capture all of that information. So for your abstract, a summary of the proposed project. Next. And here's the proposed budget. I know that there are some questions about this, and actually I was hoping, Noel, that you could give some extra explanation on this, because I know that you've seen the questions before.
Yes, so I think this is where we had the most difficulty in the last round of Fast Forward, was just around the numbers. So the total project value is the total cost of executing all of the work within the project. So that would include the lift money, lift dollars in the top box here, as well as the cost share, derives the total project value. So clearly the total costs, which are made up of the respective organizations that are contributing, needs to align with the total project value. And then, as Denise had said earlier, we're looking for a minimum of 20% of the total project value as cost share. So if this LEAP project funding was 100,000, member cost share of 25,000 will give a total value of 125. That would represent 20% of the total value. So please keep that in mind in filling in this form. So that was the biggest discrepancy that I saw coming through the last round.
Okay, so then you just go through and answer the questions. Identification of the problem, the deliverables. Next. The work justification. Next. And then the TRL and MRL level, and from what level it is currently at to what level you're anticipating it will be at the end of the program. Also define the problem scope, the technical approach and solution. So this should be a list of specific tasks that you do want to achieve. And you want to get, I mean, you don't get super detailed, but this is where you're really helping define the milestones or the things that are going to be achieved in the project. So it's Excellent if you can get some detail in here. Next. So a high-level Gantt chart showing the timing. And then give a description of the work planned at LIFT. And then if you need further information on the TRL levels and their definitions, there is this slide here. So that is the submission form. So in Zoom here, we'd like to answer your questions. And the best way to do that, as we do have many people on the line, is for you to raise your hand if you have a question. And
you can do that during hit the reactions button that is on the bottom of the screen and raise your hand there. We did have a couple of questions while people are thinking about that. Denise and Noel, we did have some questions that came in via the chat. One was around whether or not non-LIFT members have a lower chance to receive funding. So Noel, I'll let you tackle that one.
Yes, let me answer that. So the answer is no, but a company needs to agree to sign up membership if they are awarded. So all programs will be evaluated equally on their respective merits. So explicitly, though, if you're not a member, the expectation is that you agree to sign up membership should you receive an award. And it looks like Beth has asked a question about US citizenship. I believe the requirement will be US persons, which is aligned with most of our project work. So unless there's, I don't believe there will be any ITAR specific focus. So it will be US persons required to work on the projects.
okay.
Excellent, thank you. Again, if you do have a question, you can raise your hand or go ahead and put it in the chat if you'd like. But we certainly have time to entertain some more. And Beth gave us a thumbs up for that answer. So well done. And yes, Addie did put her information in the chat. If you, Addie Stone Richards, our Director of Membership Engagement. If you are a non-member, have questions about membership, please go ahead and reach out to her directly. I'd be happy to answer any of those questions. But you know, we are a membership-based organization. We do look forward to growing our ecosystem and growing our membership. So I would agree with Noel's answer that we are, selecting these projects based on merit, not whether or not they are a member currently or not. But if you are selected to receive some funding, then there is a membership requirement piece. Other questions from folks out there? Again, this information that Denise went through can be found on the LIFT website under the project call page. You can certainly download both the summary and the submission form, and then you submit it directly on that page as well. You'll see that form to fill out on the page as well, and we look forward to seeing some ideas come through. If you do have questions that come up in the meantime, we do have another Q&A session scheduled, as Denise mentioned, on the 21st. So we encourage you to, if you have a question you'd like to ask, come on back for that one, or you can reach out to us directly, and we can take those questions offline. All right, it appears we may have provided such a robust and comprehensive presentation that there were no questions. So well done, team. Or we just have a shy group today, or they just know exactly what's up. So one last call for questions before can former award winners receive an award again? That's an interesting question.
Where do you see that question, Joe?
It was sent to me directly.
Okay. Yes. So all proposals will be handled equally. So if a company has received an award previously that doesn't have any material effect or influence on this round, this is a complete new round of funding, so all proposals get treated equally.
One last time, you certainly know the process works, and I'd be glad to have you come back with another project idea, project submission. All right. Well, I think, again, I thank everyone for taking their time today. Thank you for your interest in this program. We look forward to launching it again under our new LEAP name. So we're looking forward to that. Oh, we do have some more questions. I see you're getting these in just under the wire. Will there be other funding opportunities from LIFT with a bigger budget?
So generically, the answer would be yes. They may not be LEAP programs, but we do have other programs going on at the same time. This specifically, though, is the LEAP funding, which would be limited to 100,000 per program. But absolutely, yes, there are other projects in the hopper coming down the road.
And to Beth's question, yes, all these documents that we went through are on the website, publicly available right now, and folks can download them. And we are recording this session, so just make sure we have all the questions answered and available to people.
So Beth had another question. Will these briefing charts be made available to the participants? And yes, Beth, this presentation that we're reviewing is what you do get when you go to our website and download the project info and summary.
Wow.
You're on mute, Joe, but I think what Joe is saying is thanks everybody for joining us. And if there's no more questions, then we'll sign out, and we look forward to receiving some really good proposals from everyone.
Exactly what I was saying. Thank you for that, Noel, and thank you everyone for joining. We look forward to your ideas and launching this program. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.